Today I'll teach you some topics like the difference between the intermediate goods and the final goods. The next topic that we'll do, the difference between the factor payment and the transfer payment. And the last topic that we'll do in this video is the difference between the stock variables and the flow variable. And that you have to understand it very carefully. You should know the difference between the intermediate goods and final good if you want to understand the statement problems of the national income. ठीक है ना? You have to understand the concept of factor payment and transfer payment if you want to understand the statement problems of national income and the domestic income. ठीक है? So now we are starting with the concept, the difference between the intermediate goods and the final goods. As the name suggested, intermediate goods. Okay? It means they are in some, I can say, in the middle stage of the production. So basically, intermediate goods, first I'll define what is intermediate goods, then I'll explain you also. Intermediate goods are basically those goods which are purchased by one production unit from another production unit, either for the purpose of resale or completely used up during the same year. The first thing in this definition that we have to understand that intermediate goods are purchased by the production unit. Who will purchase the intermediate goods? Production unit will purchase the intermediate goods. For what purpose? Either for resale purpose, or either firm use it completely for the production purpose. Either firm use it completely for the production purpose. That goods are basically called intermediate goods. So intermediate goods वो goods होते हैं जो एक प्रोडक्शन यूनिट दूसरे प्रोडक्शन यूनिट से परचेज करता है, या तो उसको आगे रीसेल करने के लिए या फिर उसका completely used up करने के लिए during the same year, then that goods are called your intermediate goods. For example, bread purchased by a bakery shop. Bread purchased by a bakery shop. So either the bakery shop will resell that bread to the consumers, simple, intermediate good, or either a bakery shop use it completely to make cakes, to make sandwiches. So basically either completely used up हो रहा है, either हम उसी चीज को आगे resell कर रहे हैं, then that goods are called intermediate goods. That goods are called intermediate goods. For example, food item purchased by a hotel. Food item purchased by a hotel is also an intermediate good, because either the hotel will sell the food item to the customer directly, or process that food and convert it into the another, I can say, into the finished goods and then sell the commodity. So basically, intermediate goods are those goods which are purchased by one production unit from another. First, either for the purpose of resale or completely used up during the same year. If I say, for example, I say that fertilizer purchased by a farmer. So fertilizer, farmer will completely used up the fertilizer to make wheat or to make rice, something. So it is completely used up. That's why it's an intermediate good. So you have to understand one thing. Intermediate goods firm purchase करती है, या तो उसको आगे resale करने के लिए और या फिर उसका completely used up करने के लिए during the same year. For example, raw material purchased by a firm, intermediate, because उसका completely used up करके उसको आगे resale करेगी. ठीक है ना? So that goods are basically called intermediate goods. Similarly, electricity expenditure by the firm, transportation expenditure by the firm. These transportation services are completely used up. Electricity expenditure, electricity is completely used up during the month. So that's why they are basically called intermediate goods or intermediate services, which are purchased by the firm either for the purpose of resale or completely used up during the same year. When I talk about the final goods, final goods are those goods which are purchased by consumer for consumption, and investment by production unit. One thing we have to keep in mind, consumer, if consumer purchases anything, either refrigerator, either wheat purchased by a consumer, either car purchased by a consumer, they are final good. Consumer always purchase for the purpose of consumption. That's why the goods purchased by the consumer is always a final good. So final good are either purchased by consumer for consumption or purchased by business for the investment purpose. Purchased by production unit or purchased by firm, you can say, for the purpose of investment, then they are called final good. And they are basically the long-term assets that the firm purchase. These are basically called final goods. I have just given you one example. Bread purchased by a bakery shop. Bread purchased by a bakery shop, it is a final good. Sorry, bread purchased by a bakery shop, it is an intermediate good. Why? Because bakery shop will completely used up the bread to make sandwiches or to for the resale purpose. But when I say that bread purchased by a consumer, then it is a final good. Then it is a final good. Machine purchased by a firm. Machine purchased by a firm is a final good. Why it is a final good? Because machine is a long-term investment. Firm is not selling the machine. Firm is not selling the machine. Firm is making goods from the machine. So machine is a long-term investment which the business has. So the purchase of machine by a firm is an investment, and investment is a final good. So I hope you understood this point. Final goods are purchased by consumer for consumption and investment by production unit. That goods are called final goods. Consumer तो कुछ भी खरीदे final good कहलाता है. But when I talk about the business उसको परचेज करता है अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट पर्पस के लिए तो वो फाइनल गुड है. और बिजनेस अगर परचेज करता है उसको रीसेल करने के लिए या फिर उसका कंप्लीटली यूज्ड अप करने के लिए ड्यूरिंग द सेम ईयर तो वो इंटरमीडिएट गुड होता है. अभी आई विल गिव यू वन एग्जांपल. फॉर एग्जांपल, स्टेशनरी परचेज बाय योर स्कूल. Stationery purchased by your school is an intermediate good. Why? Because stationery, pen, pencil, register they purchase, है ना? So basically that is completely used up during the same year. है ना? हर साल की नई stationery आती है. So stationery purchased by the school is an intermediate good, and school is a firm. ठीक है ना? School basically works as a business for economics, है ना? So basically stationery purchased by the school is the intermediate good. But when I say smart board purchased by your school, smart board is basically not purchased for the purpose of resale and also not purchased and not used during the same year. It is a long-term investment. And I have already told you investment is a final good. Investment is a final good that you have to keep in mind. Fertilizer purchased by a farmer is an intermediate good, but the tractor purchased by the farmer is an investment. It is a final good. Understood? Bread purchased by a bakery shop is an intermediate good, but the machine purchased by a bakery shop to make cakes, it is an investment. Investment is a final good. So you have to understand intermediate goods क्या होते हैं, final goods क्या होते हैं. I am repeating the definition once more. Intermediate goods are purchased by one production unit from another production unit either for the purpose of resale or completely used up during the same year. That goods are called intermediate goods. But when I talk about the final goods are purchased by consumer for consumption. Consumer कुछ भी खरीदे final है. And purchased by business for the purpose of investment, they are called final good. So I'll give you one more example. petrol purchased by a taxi driver. Petrol purchased by a taxi driver. What is it? It is an intermediate good. Why? Because petrol is completely used up and used for the purpose of what? Used for the purpose of driving, and he'll charge the payment from the customer. So basically petrol is completely used up. It is an intermediate good. But when I talk to you, a taxi purchased by a taxi driver, वो टैक्सी को तो नहीं बेच रहा ना, टैक्सी का completely used up हो जाएगा. Simple. So taxi purchased by a taxi driver is a long-term investment, and investment is a final. And when I say that car purchased by a household, wheat purchased by the household, household or consumer purchase anything considered to be a final good. I hope the concept is clear to you. Even you have any doubt, you can mention in the comment box, and you can call me also. When I talk about the nature, the value of intermediate goods is not included in the national income. Value of intermediate good is not included in the national income because its value is already in the value of final goods. Bread की value already sandwiches में included है. जो bakery shop उसको sell out कर रही है consumer को. Understood? Transportation expenditure by the firm, electricity expenditure by the firm, ये सब ऑलरेडी फाइनल कॉस्ट में इंक्लूड, फाइनल गुड में वैल्यूज के इंक्लूडेड है. तो वैल्यू ऑफ इंटरमीडिएट गुड्स इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन द नेशनल इनकम. व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट द फाइनल गुड, द वैल्यू ऑफ फाइनल गुड इज इंक्लूडेड इन द नेशनल इनकम. तो फर्टिलाइजर परचेज बाय अ फार्मर इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन द नेशनल इनकम. पेट्रोल परचेज बाय अ टैक्सी ड्राइवर नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन द नेशनल इनकम. Stationery purchased by the school is not included in the national income because they are intermediate goods. But smartboard purchased by your school is included in the national income. Taxi purchased by a taxi driver is included in the national income. Machine purchased by a firm is included in the national income. So because they are final goods, When I talk about the next difference, intermediate goods are within the production boundary. Intermediate goods are within the production boundary. ये production boundary में ही है. अभी जो bread से sandwiches बनेंगे वो अभी bread is still under the production boundary. जो fertilizer से wheat बाद में produce होगा वो fertilizer are still in the production boundary. But when I talk about the final good, they are out of the production boundary. They are out of the production boundary because वो कंज्यूमर के लिए रेडी है गुड उसके कंज्यूम करने के लिए, है ना. देयर उसका प्रोडक्शन हो चुका है, उसमें और प्रोसेस नहीं होना. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड फाइनल गुड्स. अंडरस्टूड? ऐसे ही बिजनेस भी अगर मशीन परचेज कर रहा है, ना तो वो मशीन को आगे रीसेल कर रहा है, ना ही तो वो उसका कंप्लीटली यूज हो जाएगा ड्यूरिंग द सेम ईयर. मशीन इज फाइनली प्रिपेयर्ड. अब उसमें और कोई प्रोसेसिंग नहीं है मशीन में. So machine is also considered to be a final good when it is purchased by a firm. ठीक है? You have to keep in mind. हाँ, अगर ऐसा बोलते हैं if machine is purchased by a machine dealer, यहाँ पे मेंशन कर दिया मशीन डीलर ने मशीन परचेज करी, तो machine dealer will purchase machine for the purpose of resale. Then machine is considered to be an intermediate. But if it is only written machine purchased by a firm, you have to consider that as an investment, and investment is a final good. Okay. There are so many examples given. I have also given you so many examples now with your book. We are starting with the topic. What is the difference between the factor income and the transfer income? Or I can say what is the difference between the factor payment and the transfer payment. So when I talk to you regarding the concept of factor income and the transfer income, I'll first start with the factor income. It is clear by the name only. It is the income to the factor of production. It is an income given to the factor of production, or we can say it is a payment given to the factor of production. So we know factor of production includes land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. So basically, the income received by the factor of production, the income received by the factor of production for providing their factor services, in the production unit, that income or payment is called factor income or factor payment. The payment that we made to labor in the form of wages is called factor payment. The payment that the firm do for rent on the building, that is factor payment. Interest on capital, that is a factor payment. So basically, factor payment is done or is given to the factor of production for rendering their productive services or for rendering their factor services in the production process, that is basically called factor income. So the first thing that we have to understand that factor income refers to the income received by the factor of production. It is the income which is received by the factor of production for rendering the factor services in the production process. That is basically called factor income. But when I talk to you regarding the transfer income or the transfer payment, it refers to income or payment that I can say. It refers to the income received without rendering any productive services in return. For example, pocket money received from the parents. We are not providing any productive services in return to our parents. When we are getting any gift or we are giving gift to someone, we don't accept the person should return something to me. So basically, it's a one-sided payment, I can say. So basically, it refers to the income received without rendering any productive services in return. These are called your transfer income or transfer payment. If I give you some examples of the factor income or the factor payment, I can say wages given to the workers, rent given on the land area by the firm, interest on capital given by the firm. These are all the factor payment because in return we are getting the factor services from the factor of production, And we have also studied in the national income when we have done the income method that we are adding all the factor incomes. We are adding all the factors income under the income method. Okay, which includes wages, salary, rent, interest, profit, royalty. These are all the factor income. It is not in free. We are providing services to the production unit and in return we are getting the payment. That's why it is called the factor income or the factor payment. मिलती है तो income और अगर पे करेंगे तो payment. That is the only difference between the income and the payment part. Factor income or factor payment is included in the national income. Why it is included in the national income? Because it has a role in the production process. And we are not getting the payment. We are not getting the income in free. We are providing the services in return. That's why factor income or factor payment is included in the national income. When we have done the income method, we have all added the factor income. Factor income, starting from compensation of employees to the mixed income. So basically, we have to understand that the income that we get by providing the factor services to the production unit, these are called your factor income or the factor payment. But when I talk about the transfer income or the transfer payment in which there is no promise of providing services in return of, or I can say there is no services are provided in return, especially the productive services are not provided in return. These are called the transfer income and the transfer payment, and they are not included in the national income. Because it is just a transfer of funds from one person to another. For example, scholarship received, old age pension given by the government.
When the government is giving old age pension to the people, the old age people are not providing any productive services to the government in return. That's why it comes under the transfer payment or the transfer income. So scholarship, old age pension, subsidy, unemployment allowance, ठीक है ना, pocket money, gifts and grants, these are all called the transfer income or the transfer payment. It is not included in the national income. फैक्टर इनकम और फैक्टर पेमेंट इज एन अर्निंग कॉन्सेप्ट. ये पैसा ऐसा नहीं है ये पैसा कमाया हुआ है. इट इज एन अर्निंग कॉन्सेप्ट. Whereas when I talk about the transfer income or the transfer payment, it is just a receipt concept, that is only the transfer of funds from one person to another. I hope the concept of factor income and the transfer income is clear to you.
Difference between the stock variable and the flow variable. That is the next topic that we have to do in this video. When I talk about the concept of stock and flow, stock are basically those variables which are measured at a particular point of time. Stock refers to those variables which are measured at a particular point of time. ऐसे वेरिएबल जिनको हम एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पर ही मेजर कर सकते हैं, they are called stock variable. Why I am saying a particular period of time or the particular point of time? Because we cannot measure it yearly, we cannot measure it monthly, we cannot measure it daily. I can only calculate it at a particular point of time. For example, at this time, I can calculate only 3 o'clock at 3 p.m. on 13 July 2020. So basically, the variable which are only measured at a particular point of time are called stock variable. I'll give you one example also, or one or two examples also, so that you can understand the concept very well. But when I talk about the flow variables, first you have to understand in the form of definition only. The variable which are measured over a period of time. The variable which are measured over a period of time. Over a period of time means either monthly, either daily, either weekly. ऐसे वेरिएबल जिनको मैं एक टाइम डायमेंशन के साथ मेजर कर पाता हूं, these are called your flow variable. These are called your flow variable. For example, I am telling you, for example, if I talk about the income. Income is a flow variable, but why? Because income is measured over a period of time. Monthly income है ना, मंथली इनकम है मेरी, ये मेरी ईयरली इनकम है, मंथली इनकम, ईयरली इनकम, वीकली इनकम, डेली इनकम. इट हैज टाइम डायमेंशन ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड फ्लो वेरिएबल्स. ठीक है. कंजम्पशन, ईयरली कंजम्पशन, मंथली कंजम्पशन, डेली कंजम्पशन, they are called flow variable. They are called flow variable. But when I talk about wealth, wealth is a stock variable. Wealth is a stock variable. Why? Because when I talk about the wealth, it includes all the money with you, all the property with you, all the bank balance with you. We don't say we have wealth of rupees 10 crore for a year. We don't say this type of words. हम कभी भी नहीं बोलते मेरे पास 1 साल की इतनी वेल्थ है या 2 साल की इतनी वेल्थ है. ऐसे इस वक्त मेरे पास इतना पैसा है, इस वक्त मेरे पास इतना पैसा है. Understood? So basically when I talk about the wealth, वेल्थ में इस साल की भी इनकम आ गई, पिछले सालों की भी इनकम आ गई, इसमें ऑल द डिपॉजिटेड मनी भी आ गई और प्रॉपर्टी, सब कुछ वेल्थ में आ गया. और वेल्थ आई कैन नॉट मेजर ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. वेल्थ तो अभी बता सकते हैं इस वक्त मेरे पास इतना पैसा है टोटल. वेल्थ इज अ स्टॉक वेरिएबल. वेल्थ इज अ स्टॉक वेरिएबल. अंडरस्टूड? If I talk about capital, capital means either it is opening capital on 1st April कि कितना मेरे पास already capital है business के पास in the form of machine and all, कितने capital है, or either closing capital on 31st March next year, इतनी capital अब मेरे पास है. So capital is a stock because it is measured at a particular period of time, either on 1st April, either on 31st March. But when I talk about the capital formation, when I talk about the investment, opening capital थी 5 lakh. Opening capital कितनी थी बेटा? 5 lakh. And suppose करो closing capital है 7 lakh. Closing capital कितनी है? 7 lakh. So 5 lakh and 7 lakh, there's a difference of 2 lakh that you have invested during the year, which is called capital formation. इसको हम investment में ही कहते हैं बेटा, इसको investment भी कहते हैं, and investment is a flow variable because it is over a period of time. It is over a period of time. तो ध्यान देना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. Capital is a stock. Capital is a stock. But capital formation is a flow. Capital formation is a flow. Okay. When I talk money supply, when I talk about the money supply, by mistake I have written money stock. When I talk about the money supply is also stock. Money supply is also stock. You have already discussed in chapter money and banking that money supply includes C plus D, currency with the public and demand deposit with the commercial bank. We always measure the value of money. We always measure the quantity of money available in the economy at a particular point of time. हम कभी भी ये नहीं बोलते कि इकोनॉमी में 1 साल का इतना पैसा है या 2 साल का इतना पैसा है या 3 साल का इतना पैसा है. हम बोलते हैं इस वक्त इकोनॉमी में इतना पैसा है. इस वक्त इकोनॉमी में इतना पैसा है. इस वक्त इकोनॉमी में इतना पैसा है. It means on 15th July at 3 p.m. the money supply in the economy is this much. So we are measuring at a particular point of time. So money supply is a stock variable. Money supply is a stock variable. It is clear with the name, stock and the flow. Stock are static concept, but the flow is a dynamic concept. Flow is a dynamic concept. It has time dimension. Understood? It has time dimension. So basically you have to understand that money supply, wealth, capital, water in a tank at a particular period of time, they are stock variables. But when I talk about the flow variable, which is a dynamic concept, it keeps on changing. Income, consumption, capital formation, that what we say investment, है ना? Interest on capital. Interest कैसा होता है? Over a period of time होता है. Yearly interest, monthly interest, daily interest. Depreciation, yearly depreciation, quarterly depreciation, and a half yearly depreciation. It is over a period of time. Change in inventory, that we call inventory investment. Change in stock, closing stock minus opening stock. It keeps the duration of 1 year. So that's why it's a flow variable. It's a flow variable. Now you have to understand which component is stock and which component is flow. Stock are those variables which are measured at a particular point of time. They have no dimension. They have no dimension. But when I talk about the flow variable, they have the time dimension. They have the time dimension. It is measured over a period of time. It is measured over a period of time. Understood? So if I give you one example, if I talk about depreciation, why depreciation is flow? Because depreciation is either yearly, monthly, daily. It has time dimension. But when I say that, for example, if I say that total car manufactured by Maruti till 31st March 2020 is 10 lakh. It is stock. But when I say that total car manufactured by Maruti during the year 2020 is this much, it is a flow variable. Okay. Now you can read out the concept. If there is any doubt to anyone, then you can ask. You can mention in the comment box. You can call me. Okay. So